depleted, brand new.
Dame la ciencia.
That shit is rare to find, you know? So by seeing her go through this, it's motivating me. I got the Victoria's Warrior Fitness all up on my back, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta represent my girl because she's doing so well, guys. You cannot preach and teach this. You gotta be born with this.
Being cold. Being cold.
What do you mean?
Like, when you lose so much body fat as it keeps going down, you just get cold. You're always cold because you have no insulation. I hated being so cold to the point where you're wearing like 4 jackets, 4 sweaters, 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of socks, and you're still cold. It hurts.
About prepping.
The eating, just because like I've already kind of been switching over my habits for the last year or so, and I mean there's definitely harder days than others, but for sure I think the eating was easier than I anticipated because I love cooking, so I know how to make my meals enjoyable. was being able to just be prepared for anything. I knew it was going to be emotional just from a previous time that I've already done it, for like, I guess, pre-prep for that video. So my mindset was just like, just do whatever it takes, and that's all you can really do is just do whatever it takes and just finish it. Stay committed.
How do you feel about your coach?
I love my coach. Best coach ever. He was definitely there for me throughout everything. I had a lot of emotional roller coaster moments, and I had a lot of moments where it was just like, I would just cry and say, thank you for this session. Thank you for coaching me through this, or, you know, because my coach and I are very close, and he definitely knew a lot of what I had went through prior to prep and why prep was so good for me at that time.
Don't be late, ever. Ever.
You guys, you see what goes on? Now she cuts into my time to give her the results. It's yours. I'm just kidding,
That
guys.
cuts into my time.
I'm just kidding, guys.
11 days out. Yesterday I had a lot of energy. I actually did 5 workouts yesterday. Just insane. I did over 800 fasted cardio calories, and then I did chest and triceps with one of my clients, and then I went home, ate, I came back, I did sprints for 10 minutes, and then I did legs for 20 minutes and core for 20 minutes, and then that was it for the day.
Had a heart attack the other night. So Sam, of course, you know, is great at accountability. She tracks her food for me to see. This was a few days ago. I literally checked her food logs, and it said Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. burger, not just 1, 2. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I saw that as I was driving, but I was at a light, so I was stopped. I was on my phone. I was driving. I almost freaking crashed and had a heart attack. I came straight here and asked her.
Right in my, what is this? What the fuck is this?
Guys, communication's key, okay?
What are your thoughts on posing now that you've done competition?
I love it. I admire it 10 times more because like good posing is just so beautiful to watch. It's like angelic. It's like a beautiful dance. It's definitely harder than it looks. Very much harder than it looks. Tense all your muscles. You have to be flexed, but you still have to look relaxed and calm. And you want to stay balanced. Like your muscles are just like intense. And especially for the category I did, my lower back is definitely tight all the time. But by the end of it, you don't even realize the pain. You're just going through it gracefully. So I was talking to Myra, my posing coach, that I remember just being on the stairs as a trainee in here about 2 years ago and just watching her pose for one of her first competitions, and I was just thinking I would never do that. I was like, I don't know how they would ever get their body look like that. I would never want to look like that. But never say never, and it was the best decision I ever did was doing prep.
Now, did your workouts have to change to get ready for this show?
Yes, they definitely got a lot more intense. I learned new combos and then just different amounts of reps, and just the whole prep of like what they're looking for that body type is what you have to focus on. And obviously every prep is different, and even though I was going with somebody else as wellness, my hamstrings weren't as defined as hers, so obviously I have to work 10 times harder to make sure mine pop out. So my workouts definitely had to change. My cardio definitely had to go up, and it was the most intense type of training I've ever had, but it was the most therapeutic and beautiful type of training I've ever had, because I never thought I could look this fit, feel this good about myself.
If you could go back to the beginning of this prep, would you change anything or make anything different?
No, just because everything that you go through prep, it builds you. If you mess up and don't follow the food plan or you don't do your cardio, that's on you and on your presentation on stage. You know, so at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's good, then it's going to present itself. You know, if you know where you slacked and you didn't make up for that, it's gonna show. So I gave everything I had. I definitely had a few moments in there where I know I felt like I could have done better, but I wouldn't change anything because I loved the way I looked on stage, and I'm very proud of myself that I even got on stage.
Her package is already almost there. We're almost at full completion. All we're trying to do right now is just fine tune the little things. And obviously with her division of wellness, what we're really trying to focus on is the legs, the lower half.
Same thing, never give up, keep pushing, just keep showing up, because I would just say, just remember to be proud of yourself, like give yourself like love, because I didn't love myself back then.
Now discovering, what did you discover about yourself?
Yeah, I'm fucking strong. Not just physically. During prep, I've learned since December starting all of this, like I need to give myself more credit for how mentally, emotionally strong I am. And I'm really just one of a kind. That's what I've learned about myself. And just, yeah, believing that I am capable of more than what I think I am. I don't need to hold myself back.
I am officially, was it 2, 3? I don't know what day it is. Oh my god, 4? I already lost, killing myself off the day. Can't even talk. I really
Gonna be in the Airbnb in Huntington.
I'm so excited, like
Free show day.
look like I have never. I look like the girls on my vision board. Ah!
So tell me.
This used to be kind of snug. I'm feeling really hyped. I'm feeling very confident, especially because I had a breakdown the other day and Rude had to smack me back into place. And you know, you just got to remember your wins and not where the things. And I tell my girls this all the time. I'm like, don't worry about things you have to lose. Just look at where you've grown so far, where you've lost so far.
I told Sam, guys, like, what I put her through these past, I want to say, these last 7 days of prep is probably the hardest thing she's probably going to go through. The whole 3-4 months of the training, you know, so I told her that the other day, and like the fact that she's actually going through it and actually like striving and doing really well through this whole process, like it just shows how strong she is, you know. So I'm just happy for her. I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of the way she looks. You know.
Definitely not easy. Don't get me
It's
wrong.
definitely not easy on her end or my end to see, you know, your client go up and down, but at the end of the day, like we're a team, we're gonna win together, we're gonna lose together. So right now, all we're doing is we're just trying to circulate blood flow throughout her body. She is super depleted right now, so meaning she has like no carbs, no anything, no glycogen in her muscles, anything like that nature. So she's very depleted. We are gonna carb her up on the Friday before the show. So she will look way different than how she looks right now. But ultimately what we wanted to do was try to dry her out as much as we can and get her as lean as possible. It's a lot easier to be leaner and get a pump backstage to look fuller than it is to do the opposite. Right now, this is basically like, what we just finished was no resistance band, and she's gonna go halfway to full extension with kickback that's gonna focus on the upper glute.
You ain't. You ain't shot, shoot, spend it, money, money.
Anybody that's really kind of going through something in their life that's hard and maybe they don't want to share with everybody, or we like to act like everything's okay, but maybe behind doors like we're like stressed about money, or maybe we're stressed in our relationship, or just like we just don't like who we see in the mirror. I've noticed with my girls the biggest thing is like they have a hard time looking in the mirror and giving themselves a compliment, like the self-love behind it. And that's something I practice with my girls all the time. And I feel like if you're struggling with that, or just struggling with anything where you don't have an outlet and you just feel like everything's just shit, I would suggest either getting a trainer or try prep. You know, at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose. Even if you don't make a stage, like you put yourself through something that nobody's just gonna willingly just be like, okay, let's do this. Like, you really have to want change, and that's what prep will give you. Honestly, that it's different than just normal training. So I would definitely suggest it. It was therapeutic. I mean, I could have never been on stage. I could have went to the last day and said no. But, you know, just being put through that type of training, and it's different because it's, like I said, like regular training, yes, you're not held to that accountability, you know, but with prep, you know you're going to be on stage, so you have to look your best. And that just pushes your mental, like, do you want to look your best on stage, or is that cheeseburger, or is that blah, blah, blah worth it? You know, it's going to set you backwards, so why try so hard and hate the way you look, but still indulge in stuff like that, you know? A huge thing that I do want to say is thank you to everybody who watched my journey, and like the DMs, the messages, like the love and support that I've gotten throughout my entire journey has, since day one to even when day one of prep, like I just love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Seriously, like I had the best coaches, I had an amazing support system. I have a facility to train out of when everything else is closed. Yeah, it was a wild journey. It was a wild journey, and it's hard to express how it meant and felt for me because everybody's emotions are going to be different behind prep. But mine was a growing experience, what I needed at my time in my life because of what I had priorly went through. So that was the energy that I had brought, and I just wanted to find myself again. And I felt like that did that for me. I did put my sculpted frame from stage, I did put it as my screensaver for myself as motivation to not go too crazy. I definitely can tell while the food is going, my legs definitely got thicker again. My face got a little bit puffy again. Then obviously the belly. But I'm just watching myself, and I was told that, and I tell my girls always appreciate the body you're in because you're not going to be able to appreciate the body that you get. So it's so funny that I was told that during prep from Simeon. It's to remember to love yourself after prep because you're not always going to look like that. So it's definitely like I still have to tell myself nice things in the mirror, but I didn't want to get too crazy so that way I wouldn't have that mentality where I just shut myself down like that. I did gracefully go into how I was eating. So don't get me wrong, I definitely still have a little bit of cuts left in my arm just because I feel like the water and everything goes to my legs first. I definitely miss my lean cut legs. They're not too far off. But you got both. But we'll get those abs back. But right now I do love myself still. I feel strong right now. And I'm just going to utilize the carbs that I'm eating to build muscle and try to think of it as a positive thing and not just think of myself like, oh, I'm gaining weight. Because I know I'm going to cut back. So I'm just being nice to myself this week.
Now for the next journey of prep, what mindset or knowledge are you taking into that?
I think it's going to be a whole nother fight. My mindset is definitely just, I know that I can be stronger than than I was the first time, just because I kind of know what to expect in a way. I know that it's going to be even harder because each prep gets harder, but I'm just really going to have to spend a lot more time with myself, because that's who comes down to you versus you and how much you're going to give. I did start a different type of journal this time around to really keep me in check and to kind of track my emotions more and my journey a little bit more. So every day that we count down in my journal, I like to start with affirmations, gratitude, list a few things that I'm grateful for, and then kind of like my thoughts throughout the day and things that I need to get done, just to kind of like keep myself in check. And I do that after fasted cardio in the morning.
How do you want to end this? Is there anything specific you want to say how to end this documentary? Say to your viewers who have watched you and supported you.
How would I start? Be like, howdy, y'all. Huge thank you to all of my warriors, all of my supporters, all of my colleagues, friends, family. Everybody has watched my journey since day one, 2 years ago, to who has been a part of my prep journey. I want to say thank you so much for all your support, all of your DMs, all of your messages. Like, they do not go unnoticed. They do not go unappreciated. Just know that I seriously, genuinely love every single one of you guys. I appreciate you guys, and those messages mean so much to me when I'm having my moments of just being down and I'm going through those emotional roller coaster moments. So just know that I do appreciate you, and I'm sorry that I take forever to get back. There's just a lot of you guys, and trying to also stay focused it's a juggle, but I do see you guys and I appreciate you. Thank you to all my coaches and even like other trainers here that were watching my journey and that just were always saying kind words. I really appreciate you guys. And thank you, Kelly, for keeping our facility open so we could have somewhere to do prep during this time. Mwah.